What's going on? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with that real boxing-ish, with the boxing clinic, you dig? Shout out to everybody. We out here doing it. We out here grinding. And David Benavidez is not fighting Anthony Dirrell no more. Anthony Dirrell is apparently had an injury. And now he's facing TMT, the money team, Money May, promotional by Mayweather. You know, Ronald Gavril, however you pronounce his name. No disrespect, just, you know, I'm horrible at pronouncing some names, foreign name mostly. But, Ronald the Thrill is trained by Eddie Mustafa Muhammad, I believe, and that's always a good sign. It's 18-1 with 14 knockouts. Last 5 fights ended in knockout, or one guy retired. He got 1 loss to a guy with 7 losses. That's the only thing that's eye-raising on his resume. I haven't watched him fight, but he does have an amateur career. 2 gold medals in the Romanian boxing tournaments or whatever, and he got some bronze in some world boxing tournaments. So, you know, he does have somewhat of an amateur background. Let's just thank God it ain't Jellion Love. No disrespect to my fellow Michigander, but no, didn't want to see him. You know, I think I don't know if this fight, I haven't watched Ronald. I don't know if this fight is going to be more challenging than the Porky Medina fight. You know, off a knee jerk, most people would think, but I got to watch the tape. But I'm pretty much upset that Anthony Dirrell, you know, did all that bullshit trying to move that damn Callum Smith fight from LA to Flint, and did all that shit and not want to join the tournament, and all of a sudden he turned up injured. I just don't think he wanted to fight David Benavidez. He might be injured, and, you know, I'm always skeptical of this shit. I don't think he really wanted to fight David Benavidez. You know, and honestly, I don't think he wanted to fight Callum Smith. Even though it was a world title on the line, he know that probably he was going to get his ass whooped by both of them, and it was too detrimental, and the risk wasn't worth the reward. And that's sad. You know, that's definitely sad. How Ronald got this fight, basically it went down the line. The Turkish guy is fighting Chris Eubanks Jr., then Chris Eubanks Jr. is in the tournament. And that was it. You know, Jesse Hart is fighting Gilberto Ramirez. He was in line for it. You know, Bob Arum wouldn't let him go over the Showtime, wherever Showtime to fight. He's fighting Gilberto Ramirez, you know, in a few weeks it's supposed to be. I don't know if they had an official date for Hart and Ramirez to be a decent scrap. But, you know, then it was another guy named Peter Nielsen. I don't know what's going on with him. Maybe he took a loss or he injured or whatever, because technically he was next in the ratings. But they got to Ronald, and you know, he's a Mayweather fighter, probably managed by Al Heyman. It makes sense for him and David Benavidez to get scrapped. But this is a major letdown from Anthony Dirrell and Callum Smith, and Anthony Dirrell to David Benavidez. Not it is. This is ultimately crap shit right here. You know, I like David Benavidez. I wanted to see him fight the Dirrell guy, Dirrell brother Anthony, and you know, have a great epic fight for his world championship. And nobody's able to question, you know, his legitimacy if he fights Anthony Dirrell, because Anthony Dirrell was a former world champion. So it just wouldn't have been like, oh, he just got handed a vacant belt, because Badou Jack did vacate. Now people going to say that, oh, he fought a nobody if he blows through this guy. He still ain't tested, but he's only 20 years old. And I just wanted to see him beat Dirrell, a former world champion. They could have, you know, shut the fuck up with that vacant shit. And he's the future of the division. He might, you know, September 8th, I think if that's the day they fight, and he might be the now. And he's going to be a tough out, but we gone.